Hi guys, Ian from the Footballers team, and today we're looking at the history of Lionel Messi boots. We're starting things off by telling you that he in fact wore Nike boots when he made his Barcelona debut. Yes, that's right. Now, he went for a variety of different Nike boots in his early years at Barcelona. The Nike Air Legends were one of the boots you see him wearing in that time at the Nou Camp. He started things off, he was wearing the number 30 shirt. He would change that. He changed his boots as well. He moved into the MERCURIal Vapor 2s in 2005. A variety of different vapors. He even had to go in the T90s at one point. By the time he got to 2005, he also made that big signing with ADIDAS though. So he was the big name for ADIDAS. He started things off with their F50 pluses, and he would move into all sorts of different ADIDAS boots in his career. Something interesting that you may or not know, he actually wore F30s at one point. 2006 World Cup, he wore the F30s. They were a preferred boot of his at different times. 2007, he was in the F50.7s. He was in the Tunits. He was a big name for the ADIDAS, trying to kick things off with their F50 ADIZERO line, which would come slightly after these boots. At the Olympics in 2008, he was wearing the F50.8s. Those are the ones with the lace cover on them, so you could barely see the laces. 2009 Ballon d'Or winner in the ADIDAS F50.9 eyes. So 2009, really successful year. They had the treble at Barcelona, and he was wearing those blue boots for that. He moved into these green ones as well, which were quite iconic really in that line of boots. 2009, he also wore the F50.9s, and then in international duty, he was wearing these purple chameleon ADIZERO F50 at the 2010 World Cup. Well known for enjoying leather boots, Messi was seen wearing these gold F50s in 2010. He started having little personalizations added to the boots. And one thing you'll note is whilst the F50s were really a synthetic boot, Messi would always be seen in leather ones. So these are his Ballon d'Or winning boots. The 2009, 2010 through to 2011 celebrated on one boot. In 2012, F50 ADIZERO IV came out. These had that MICOACH cavity on the sole plate. People often referred to them as the McDonald's boots because of the colorway. And again, Messi is wearing the leather editions of the ADIZERO II over the synthetic versions. Thiago Sud's name is now seen as details on the boots as well. We move on to the F50 ADIZERO IIIs. And again, you can see the synthetic version in this picture, but Messi himself was wearing leather ones. To celebrate his 2012 Ballon d'Or at the start of 2013, ADIDAS released these boots, black ones with the sun graphics on them. Again, they had another special release for him with these white and red boots for him in the F50 ADIZERO IIIs, again with a MICOACH cavity on those, and this is in 2013. So, a big name for the F50 ADIZERO, massive. But ADIDAS would make a change. They would switch things up and move him on later in his career. But for now, we've got more Messi signature editions in the F50 ADIZEROs. These are a pair of boots that we saw in 2013, and they had the reflective details. Again, you can see that Messi's versions were the leather ones, synthetic were the normal ones. Now, these really were synthetic boots. They were the F50 ADIZERO IVs. They came out in this blue edition, but Messi himself would get his own signature versions. These ones were celebrating his 307 in club football. It had these dots all over the upper. These were some kind of Samba-inspired ones, and it's got a variety of different colors going through the upper on these ones, the F50 ADIZERO IVs. Again, you can see on feet, though, that he's wearing the leather version. You can see the stitching that's been gotten on to those. At the 2014 World Cup, ADIDAS had their black and white boots made for most players, but Messi had his own special version that had a blue stripe as well through them. And for his birthday, which was during the World Cup, they even gave him a whole special pair of boots just for his birthday. So that was the ADIZERO IVs, and Messi was wearing those on pitch a lot, and a big name for those. He had his own gold ones that were brought out for his time at Barcelona, and I can't remember if he actually ended up wearing those in El Clasico or not. But he had another pair of boots which were very similar to that gold design. Then he moved on to the ROSARIO 10s, and so these were in essence F50s, but they were talking about them being Messi's special boots. These are the 10.1s. The Messi 10.1s, ROSARIO talking about the start of his career. Then we had the PIBE de Barrio 10.1s as well. And again, this was another special release for Messi. Other players were not wearing these at all. And again, it was charting the journey of Messi. So they moved on to these Messi 15.1s. The 15 denoting the year 2015. And they had this interesting cage and way of putting them that other boots hadn't really seen at that time. It wrapped around the heel. He'd still be using the leather in the upper of the ones that he preferred. And these were the Messi 15. So this was the real start of Messi's own boots. The 10-10 was a really interesting concept. where on the 10th of October they brought out special Messi 15.1 boots. They were only available from the ADIDAS store in Barcelona. That was the only place you could get them, and they were very limited in numbers as well. Obviously, they went to Messi as well. He then pitched another pair of boots that looked quite similar, had that kind of design, but they didn't have the gold and everything, and this was available retail. Then they had a very clean white pair that they made to celebrate his Ballon d'Or win of 2015 that came out at the start of 2016. So Messi was seen in the white boots on pitch. And then the Messi 15.1s carried on with these crazy designs. They all had the big M Messi logo over the toes. Some really kind of garish designs, not necessarily popular with too many people. 2016, we moved on to the 16.1s, and these had quite a metallic look to them, and they were a bit more kind of standard, and it had grippier upper that was applied to the front, just trying to work with finding some kind of synthetic material that Messi would appreciate and still wear. The Messi 16.1 then also had its own 1010 edition that came out in 2016, and these are only available in New York, I believe, and again you had to be at the store to be able to buy them. They followed up with these space-inspired ones and some other kind of radiant colours coming from the bottom of the boot up to the top. Again, Messi was getting Thiago, his son's name, put onto his boots, and again he was having his own special colourways in the Messi 16.1s. These blue and pink ones really stood out in pitch. Some bright colours that we would see for the Messi 16.1 at the start of 2017. There was also a gold edition as well that Messi would wear on pitch, going for those trophies and those achievements that Messi has. Now, he then moved into the NEMEZIZ 17.1s. So we started off in the launch edition of the NEMEZIZ 17.1s. These were those first boots. They ditched the Messi boots and they moved on to the NEMEZIZ line. Some more players were wearing them, but Messi still had his own personal customizations, and he indeed had his own Messi NEMEZIZ 17.1s that were made as well. Started off with these black and yellow ones, and he would move through for a variety of different colors that he would wear. He would go into the Ocean Storm ones. So a lot of the colors that Messi had would tie in with the other packs that were released, and he would just have his color that went in with those. So then there was the PYRO Storm, and Messi had his Nemesis, which were different to the Nemesis that were in the PYRO Storm itself, and he would wear these on pitch, and instead of having Nemesis, it would have Messi written on that torsion tape. So these are the NEMEZIZ 17.1 SKYSTALKERs, black with that kind of bronzy gold colour to them as well. Will stand out nice on pitch. Now it's interesting to note that Messi was always wearing the laced version. We would see Nemezizs that were available in laceless versions, but NEMEZIZ 0.1 was always the way that Messi would go and wear those. You had the cold-blooded, and then these are the deadly strikes. And again, the colours are very tied into the packs that we saw for the other boots and the NEMEZIZ itself. He wore the deadly strikes pair before moving on to the energy mode. So the energy mode were his special colours for the 2018 World Cup. There was an orange pair that were the Nemesis worn by other players, and he would also get the chrome detailing on the sole plates that some other players would get. These are the initiator pack of the 18.1 Messis, and they had quite the kind of Barcelona-inspired colours, I suppose. These are the Spectral Mode 18.1s that he wore, a very kind of pale blue, stand out on feet, quite a subtle blue. Now, interestingly, Messi does like his special editions, as we've said before, and he got these celebrating 15 years of his deal with Adidas, and that was in 2019. So they had this nice gold sole plate, gold Adidas 3 stripes, and it also had a crown logo on there, as well as the Messi logo on the inside. A real nice standout 15-year celebration pair of boots for Messi. In 2019, we saw the launch of the 302 Redirect Pack. Messi was a player that wore those, and you can see them on feet here for him at Barcelona. He then had the Tech Indigos, which you may recognize from earlier in this video. They were inspired by those purple F50 ADIZEROs that he was wearing, and these were a special edition for Messi. They had quite a shiny upper to them. Interesting, the texture and the material of them, that bright green standing out in the Adidas 3 stripes, but overall a stunning pair of boots for Messi, and a very popular kind of re-release look at an old color on the new boots. Now, the Barcelona Rosario boots was a NEMEZIZ 19.1 special boot with a really kind of crazy Messi-inspired upper. It has a picture of him, it has Barcelona written on it, has Rosario written on it, it has the number 10 for his shirt on it, it has the Adidas 3 stripes in the silver, and it has Leo, which is a kind of celebration graphic on one side as well. They are interesting because Nike brought out some kind of similar inspired boots at the time. That was Adidas's take on their versions for Messi. All right, 2020 and the NEMEZIZ .1s came out in the Precision to Blur pack. So this is a slight change to the NEMEZIZ. He then got his Raider Balons, which are quite similar to those Messi ROSARIO boots that we just saw. Again, the graphics across the upper are very Messi inspired. The colors of these ones are different. 2021, we've got the Showpiece pack. So he's into the NEMEZIZ .1s here, and these are gold standout boots for Messi, really shining on pitch. And then he first moves into the Speedflow .1s with the El Retorno, and it's a chance for Messi to move on to the latest generation of the X. So he's moved away from the NEMEZIZ. NEMEZIZ doesn't exist anymore, and he's moved to PSG as well, and he's into the Speedflows. He started things off in those Retornos, and then he would wear the launch edition of the .1s as well in the Meteorite pack. So they really stood out on pitch in the red, and it went well with some of the PSG colors as well. So Messi was a big name for the return of the Speedflow, or should we say the return of the X. Speedflow was the name that they gave it. And then he moved into what were inspired by the FIFA 22 numbers up pack, but he had his own unparalleled version. So some players had boots with 99 pace, 99 dribbling, but Messi, he's got 100 written across the upper of these boots, and they are the Messi 100 unparalleled boots, and that's what Messi has been wearing on pitch. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.